It's time for Mornings at 8 with Jonathan Mark on AM 1480 WLEA.
Well, yes, it is time for Mornings at 8, and here we are 5 minutes after 8 o'clock on a Tuesday morning. Tuesday. At least it's not Monday all over again, and considering how Monday went, that's probably a very good thing. As you know, yesterday I broadcast from my office in my home in Almond, Greater Metropolitan Almond, that bustling hub of industry and commerce. And it's so hard doing that because we have 3 cats, okay? And it's a little cold outside, so all 3 cats were inside. And I'm trying to do my show, and these 3 cats are ramming around the office. It just makes you crazy. It really does. Plus, it's kind of interesting. As I was on the air, talking about the power outages and the storm east of here, which got a lot worse than we did, talking about all the power outages there. And I said on the air, well, at least we don't have any power outage here in Almond. Whew, boy, I guess we lucked out. About a half an hour later, bonk, there goes the electricity. Just about a half an hour later. I'm in the middle of listening to Brian interview Hornell Mayor John Buckley, and the power goes bonk. So it was out for about 3.5 hours or so, I think. Yeah, about 3.5 hours. So that made the morning all the more fun. Well, as you heard on Brian's News, the governor has signed a law which closes a loophole in the 2001 Do Not Call Registry law thing there. So the initial law dealt with robocalls, automatic calls, right? But it didn't stop people from calling live, a live telemarketer. So you could still get calls from live telemarketers until he signed this new law yesterday called the Nuisance Call Act. And that goes into effect in 90 days. Telemarketers. I think everybody probably has their own horror stories about telemarketers. You're right smack in the middle of doing something. Chances are right around supper time, right? Or maybe you're working outside. I don't know. It could be anything. And the phone rings. And, well, I got to go answer the phone, right? Okay. So, and then it's a telemarketer trying to sell you something that you have absolutely no intention of buying. It is really, it's really aggravating. As I said, everybody has their own stories. But I guess you have 2 options. One, don't answer the call. But then I think, wait a minute. There is a way to mask telephone numbers. So if you have a caller ID, and I guess everybody does, you know who's calling. But they can mask their numbers, their phone number. So then what do you do? So I don't know. If you don't recognize it, don't answer it. Yeah. So either don't answer the phone in the first place, or here's the other approach, which I've used a couple of times, and it's great fun. You keep the telemarketer on the phone for as long as you possibly can. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, keep them on the phone as long as you can, and then say, nope, I don't want it, thanks, bye. And then you hang up, okay? One time a telemarketer called. It was a guy. I don't remember what he was selling. It doesn't make any difference. But he called, and he's doing his pitch there, And about 2 or 3 minutes into this phone call, I said, well, maybe I'll just have a little fun here. I said, hey, have you ever worked in radio? And he said, well, no. I said, you have a great radio voice. You really ought to think about going into radio. It'd be a lot more fun than being a telemarketer, I can guarantee you that. And he says, really? And I said, oh, yeah. You have an absolutely great voice. You can always get a job as like an apprentice. You volunteer your time, and then eventually you're hired, right? So I kept this guy on the phone for like 10 minutes. And by the end of it, I think I convinced this guy to change his life entirely. And instead of being a telemarketer, he was going to go try to get a job in radio. Who knows? Maybe I helped him out, right? Okay? Hey, just doing my part. And then you think, well, these telemarketers, they're just trying to make a living, right? As a telemarketer, that half the people, 9/10 of the people you call, hate your guts.
Yes.
So it's got to be a thankless job.
Our sister station, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Fun 92.1.
Yeah.
Has this very funny night announcer out of Boston. His name is Jackson.
Okay.
And can I play him dealing with telemarketers?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
It is Jackson Blue, Labor Day, and the telemarketers are doing all the labor ring. I just had one on the air, and another one is on hold right now, so let's put them on and have some fun. Hello.
Are you still have a knee pain sometimes?
Knee pains, not so much, because I'm dead. And I don't know if you realize, but I'm a zombie. Ah! Yes, that's right. Let's have some fun. We have a telemarketer calling on the request line, but not just any telemarketer. Hello?
Yeah, hi. This is Peter Parker, sir. And I'm calling you from the computer maintenance department of...
Your name is Peter Parker?
Exactly.
Get out of here.
I'm calling you from the computer...
You're my favorite superhero ever. I love Spider-Man.
Oh, you're most welcome. But I'm not a Spider-Man, sir. But my real name is Peter Parker.
I know, that's your real name, but you turn into Spider-Man like at night to fight the criminals.
Oh, my God. Let me confirm that. This is your telephone number, sir. This is going to be 8.
Yeah, but I stole this phone.
My.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Spider-Man.
goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. Yeah, that's... Oh, man. Yes, sir, Bob. Yeah, it's got to be a thankless job being a telemarketer because, everybody hates your guts, right? But, at least they're trying to make money and they're trying to do something. So you really got to feel sorry for them, but it's annoying nonetheless. Anyway, okay, speaking about annoying, this is the holiday season and a lot of people are ordering online. Many, many, many people. Where'd I get this? The New York Times. 90,000 packages disappear daily in New York City. 90,000 packages by porch pirates. Or maybe the package goes to the wrong address or something, or it just winds up in limbo, who knows where. But 90,000 packages disappear every day in New York City. And corporate mailrooms in New York and other cities are overwhelmed by employees who are now shipping personal packages to work for safekeeping, rather than have them delivered to their house or apartment or something, left outside and somebody will steal it. So a lot of companies are banning packages being delivered to them and issue warnings that boxes will be intercepted and returned to the senders. So this online shopping has really gotten out of hand, as have thefts of packages. In New York City, let me see, where more orders are delivered than anywhere else in the country, more than 90,000 packages a day are stolen or disappear. And that's up roughly 20% from 4 years ago. About 15% of all deliveries in urban areas fail to reach customers because of package theft and other less frequent issues, such as deliveries to the wrong house, according to transportation experts. In suburbs and rural areas, thieves often follow delivery trucks and snatch just delivered packages from homes, often out of sight of neighbors. So these pirates just follow a delivery truck, and as soon as it drives off, they'll take the package. Holy mackerel. Around the country, more than 1.7 million packages are stolen or go missing every single day. 1.7 million packages. And that adds up to more than $25 million in lost goods and services, according to an analysis for the Times. In a new survey by InsuranceQuotes.com, an online insurance service, nearly 1 in 5 respondents nationally reported having a package stolen. Man! So that's why these, what's it called, a doorbell camera or a front door camera thing or something like that, that's why they're so popular now. Matter of fact, it's called video doorbell cameras. Concerns about package theft have helped push video doorbell camera sales to about 1.2 million cameras nationally this year. 1.2 million this year. In 2014, there were less than 100,000 cameras. So it's gone from 100,000 cameras to 1.2 million in 5 years. Wow. There's also package horror stories have become so common that some state lawmakers are taking aim at thieves. In Texas, package thieves could face up to 10 years in prison. 10 years in prison for stealing a package off somebody's front porch or thereabouts. And in South Carolina, there's a bill called the Defense Against Porch Pirates Act, which would make package theft a felony. Wow. Now, you're not supposed to steal stuff, right? But, this 10 years in prison in Texas? Wow. I'm surprised that they don't give them the death penalty or something in Texas. I don't know. Anyway, so 10 years in prison in Texas. South Carolina, it'd be a felony. Wow. Okay. There we go there. Also, speaking of the holiday season, this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, literally, it will throw you right out of your chair. This is from Breitbart. Amazon, that gigantic company that probably owns half the country or something. Amazon has withdrawn a range of Christmas ornaments displaying the images of a former Nazi concentration camp. Vendors had listed on its website, but it doesn't list the vendor. That's too bad. But Amazon was selling Christmas ornaments with a Auschwitz theme. You've got to see this. As I said, it was on Breitbart, and there we are. It had an Auschwitz theme. The move followed a tweet from Poland's Auschwitz Memorial calling on the e-commerce company to remove the disturbing and disrespectful merchandise that included Christmas tree decoration. What? Don't they know what they're selling? And they had to get a tweet from the Auschwitz Memorial before they stopped it? Man, that's insanity. That's just way beyond the pale. Amazon said in a statement that, quote, all sellers must follow our selling guidelines, and that those who do not will be removed. It added that selling Christmas ornaments with images of Auschwitz does not seem appropriate. Really? Does not seem appropriate. Auschwitz on a bottle opener is rather disturbing and disrespectful. Anyway, you ought to see these things. If you don't know the details of Auschwitz, and I'm sure our listeners are pretty sharp. We have some pretty sharp listeners, but just in case there's one or two who don't, or maybe you're too young or something like that. But Auschwitz, it became a symbol of Nazi Germany's genocide of 6 million European Jews, with 1 million people were killed at the camp at Auschwitz between 1940 and 1945. And more than 100,000 non-Jews also died there. And an estimated 232,000 of the victims were children. And this, boy, they don't list the company that was making this. Boy, I wish they did, but it's nowhere in this story. I wish they would mention it or something. But an Auschwitz with Christmas balls, it looks like a greeting card. That's absolutely bizarre. That has got to be in the top 10 of the strangest things I have ever seen. How could someone, what kind of madman thought of that? I don't know. Probably a relative of Dr. Mengele, I guess, or something. I don't know, but it's really weird. Let's go to something a little more cheerful, and this certainly qualifies. There's a woman in New Hampshire who is collecting Christmas cards for troops. Soldiers, right? Soldiers, sailors, all that overseas. And it started as a small, her name, Laura Landerman Garber. It started as a small family tradition before Thanksgiving dinner, and that was 17 years ago. So Laura and her family wrote a few cards to soldiers serving overseas. Very, very nice gesture. Very commendable, I guess. But 3 years ago, Laura broadened the appeal, asking everyone to send her as many cards as they liked. In 2017, she says, there were 17,000 cards. In 2017. In 2018, there were over 50,000. And this year, they have reached more than 160,000 Christmas cards. Or holiday cards. Call them what you will, to send to soldiers overseas. 115,000 holiday cards have been sent at this, or shipped to military bases and aircraft carriers anywhere Americans are serving. So this lady, which started as a little thing around their kitchen table or dining room table, is now more than 160,000 cards. Boy, that is really something. Also, if you would like to send a card to her for distribution overseas, you can find out. She has a website called Military Holiday Card Challenge. All one big long word. MilitaryHolidayCardChallenge.com. And you can find out how you can send her a couple of cards, or several cards, or 100 cards. Who knows? Anyway, but what a wonderful thing. What an absolutely wonderful thing. So, okay, that's on the upside. What else? Oh, was it last? When was it? I think it was on Thanksgiving. I mentioned, I know a sad story, there's a global shortage of horseradish. And I know it was very disappointed to hear that, especially on such a nice day on Thanksgiving, but you got to go with the punches, you know what I mean? Global shortage of horseradish. Now, I follow that up with, are you ready? We are in imminent danger of facing a shortage of French fries. First horseradish, then French fries. What next? Anyway, the growing season has not been very good. It's been too cold. That's right, it was too cold to hit for the potatoes. So the growing regions in October saw the potatoes covered with frost. And farmers in Alberta, Canada, and Idaho were able to dig up some damaged crops for storage, but growers in Manitoba, North Dakota, and Minnesota received snow and rain, forcing them to abandon some supplies in fields. So we might be facing a shortage of French fries. And on top of the horseradish thing, I really don't know how to handle that. Oh well, we must be brave. Insurance, everybody needs insurance. You cannot get by without insurance, right? How about the Ryan agencies? They have offices in Hornell, Jasper, and Roseville. They save you a lot of money on your insurance, and everybody needs insurance. As I said, car insurance, just all kinds of stuff. They are insurance experts. That's all they do. That's what they specialize in, and they do the shopping for you. You needn't try to wade through all this insurance stuff. Okay, they will do it for you. They're very friendly. You sit down, you chat, you tell them what you need, and they will say, well, let me see, I'm looking at, how about this company? No, wait a minute. Oh, how about that company? This one would be the best for you. As I said, they are insurance experts, and it's like having your own personal insurance advisor and shopper. They are the Ryan agencies.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
In the NFL on Monday Night Football in Seattle, the Seahawks beat the Vikings 37-30. Seattle was down 17-10 at the half, then scored 24 straight points to open up the second half en route to the win. Seattle quarterback Russell Wilson had a pair of touchdown passes. One went to running back Rashad Penny, who also scored on the ground. Seattle improves to 10-2. They're tied with San Francisco atop the NFC West, but the Seahawks hold the tiebreaker, and right now they're the number 2 seed in the NFC playoffs. New Orleans moves to the 1 seed. San Francisco drops down to the number 1 wildcard team in the NFC. For Minnesota, they're 8-4, and they are the final wildcard team in the NFC. They're 1 game up on the LA Rams. In NBA games of note, the Bucks crushed the Knicks 132-88. The 44-point win for Milwaukee was their 12th straight. At 18-3, they hold the best record in the NBA. 76ers over the Jazz, 103-94. It was the Hawks snapping a 10-game losing skid, beating the Warriors 104-79. Golden State is now 4-18 on the season.
I'm Charles Payne, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The Trump administration is threatening new tariffs on imports from France in retaliation for a French tax on digital services. Stocks declined yesterday after President Trump said he would raise tariffs on steel and aluminum imports from Brazil and Argentina. There also was a weak report on manufacturing in the U.S. J.Crew has a deal with creditors to separate its Madewell fashion line and issue a Madewell stock. J.Crew itself has been seeing a business slump recently. Its sales declined in the recent quarter, while its Madewell sales rose 13%. There will be a newly created company called Chinos SPV, which will own most of Madewell. The Dow dropped 268 yesterday. The Nasdaq was down 97. The S&P was down 27. That's your business report. On Marcus White, invested in you.
prescription products require an online physician consultation and are only available if the physician determines a prescription is appropriate. Subscription required. See website for full details and important safety information.
Hey guys, good news. The expensive Little Blue pill is now generic, which means the prescription medication to treat ED is super affordable at 4hims.com. And now get your first online doctor's visit free at 4hims.com. That's right. Zero copay, no awkward face-to-face conversations to get your prescription. That's really good news. To start your free online visit, go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's FORHIMS.com/joy.
Today at the Simmons Rockwell Nissan stores in Horseheads and Hornell, you'll find new 2019 Nissan Sentra SV models with alloy wheels, cruise control, and Bluetooth for only $15,999, or new 2019 Nissan Titan S Crew Cab 4x4s with a 5.6-liter V8, rear view monitor, power windows, and cruise, now only $32,499. See the savings online at simmons-rockwell.com.
Okay, and we are back. And I have a story here about a 71-year-old guy in Japan. And he's been arrested for calling a phone company 24,000 times to complain that they had violated his contract. He calls them 24,000 times. How do you find time to make 24,000 phone calls? You know? Anyway, so the guy, you know, says, what's his name? Akitoshi Okamoto. Anyway, Mr. Okamoto made hundreds of toll-free calls over 8 days to the customer service section of a major telephone operator. And so he 24,000 times. And he was annoyed with this company that they had violated his contract. So he's been arrested on a number of charges, I'm sure. Fraudulent obstruction of business. Suspicion of fraudulent obstruction of business. They're not quite sure. Okay, that's one. Now we have, there's a guy in Queens on Long Island, and it's Saturday night. And he's driving his 2017 Jeep Cherokee while drunk, somewhere in Queens. We're in Maspeth. So he kind of veers off on the right-hand side of the street there, and he slams, or he bangs into 9 cars. He hits 9 cars in one swoop. And I guess if you're going to be drunk and you're going to hit 9 cars, you better be sure that they're not cop cars, because there were 9 cop cars. They were parked at a service center. They were going to be serviced, and they were all parked at these 9 cop cars in a row, right? And he hits all 9 of them. Okay, very good. So he's charged with DWI, right? No insurance card. Now, see, had he contacted the Ryan agency, at least he would have had insurance. You know, okay, fine. Anyway, and he didn't want to take a breathalyzer, and there you go. Okay, let me see, what else have we here? I'm not an argumentative person. I'm really not. I suppose when I was younger, yeah, I kind of enjoyed getting in arguments. It was very, I don't know, invigorating or something. I don't anymore. I'm just, I'm too tired, right? But, I did. And in the an argument, it starts off as a discussion. And then the volume increases and increases and increases, and nobody's getting anywhere, and all of a sudden this discussion has now become an argument. And that's how arguments start, and it's a total waste of time. But in all the times I did have an argument, I never thought to challenge anybody to eat 50 eggs to settle the argument. This was in northern India somewhere, and this guy's name, Subhash Yadav, somewhere in northern India. He gets into an argument with his friend, and they decided to challenge each other to eat 50 eggs to settle this argument. Now, how often do you say, all right, bud, all right, let's step outside. Let's see who can eat 50 eggs, right? Okay? That doesn't happen. Anyway, he ate 41, and then he collapsed and fell unconscious, and he went to the hospital, and he died. Doctors at the Sanjay Gandhi Postgraduate Institute of Medical Sciences said Yadav died from overeating. That's right. Okay, fine. There you go. And that's it for this morning show. I will see you tomorrow at 8:05. Bye.